Have you ever heard the story of the evergreen that wasn't very green? It's a tale that takes us all the way back to a chilly winter in Germany. In the year 1794, the tradition of bringing a fir tree indoors for Christmas was already a beloved custom, a symbol of life and hope in the darkest days of the year. Families would venture out to find the most perfect, lush, vibrant green tree they could. It was a point of pride, a centerpiece for their holiday celebrations. In a small town, one particular family, let's call them the Schmidts, was eagerly preparing for Christmas. The father, a practical but kind man, set out to the market to purchase their tree. The marketplace was bustling, filled with the sounds of carollers and the smell of roasted chestnuts. Trees of all shapes and sizes were on display, their deep green needles glistening in the winter air. After some looking, he found one that seemed just right. It was tall, had a good shape, and the price was reasonable. He paid the vendor, hoisted the tree over his shoulder, and began the walk home, feeling quite pleased with his purchase. When he arrived, the children ran out to greet him, their eyes wide with excitement. But as he brought the tree inside and stood it up in the living room, a collective, gentle sigh filled the air. This tree. Well, it wasn't exactly the vibrant evergreen they had imagined. In the dim light of the market, it had looked fine, but here, in their cozy home, the truth was undeniable. The needles were a bit droopy, and instead of a rich forest green, they had a distinct brownish, almost beige tint. The tree was dry. It had clearly been cut a while ago and was already starting its journey back to the earth. For a moment there was a quiet disappointment. The children looked at their mother, whose brow was slightly furrowed. Should they take it back? Try to find another one? But it was getting late, and the idea of heading back out into the cold was less than appealing. The father looked at the tree, then at his family. He shrugged, a small smile playing on his lips. Well, he said, it has character, doesn't it? And so they decided to make the best of it. They brought out their treasured collection of ornaments, hand-carved wooden animals, delicate glass baubles that had been in the family for generations, and strings of dried berries and popcorn. As they began to decorate, something wonderful happened. The droopy branches, it turned out, were perfect for hanging the heavier ornaments without them sliding off. The muted, beige-brown color of the needles actually made the colorful decorations pop. The red of the berries seemed redder, the glint of the glass more brilliant against the neutral backdrop. The children, initially a little let down, were now fully engrossed in the task. They found that the slightly sparser branches allowed them to place their favorite ornaments exactly where they wanted them, giving each one its own special spot to shine. They wrapped the tree in long strings of white ribbon and carefully placed candles on its branches, a common practice back then, always done with extreme caution. When they were finished, they all stood back to admire their work. The tree was, without a doubt, unusual. It didn't look like the perfect trees in their neighbors' windows, but it was their tree. It was adorned with their memories, their laughter, and their love. The warm candlelight flickered, casting a gentle glow on the beige needles, making them look almost golden. The family gathered around, and the father read the Christmas story. In that moment, the color of the tree didn't matter at all. The spirit of Christmas, the warmth of being together, filled the room completely. Over the next few days, as neighbors and friends came to visit, they'd walk in and see the peculiar tree. There would be a brief, almost imperceptible pause. You could see the thought cross their faces. That's an interesting tree. But being polite and full of holiday cheer, they would always say something complimentary. Oh, what unique ornaments, or the way the candlelight reflects is just lovely. The Schmidts would smile and thank them, sharing a secret, knowing glance with one another. They knew their tree was odd, but the polite compliments became part of the fun. The tree became the talk of their family, a source of gentle amusement. They affectionately nicknamed it the beige Christmas tree, and as the years went by, it grew into a cherished piece of family lore. Long after the beige tree had returned to nature, the story was told and retold every Christmas. Remember the year we had the beige Christmas tree? One of them would say, and the whole family would laugh. It became a running joke. Whenever they went to pick out a new tree in the following years, one of the children would point to a perfectly green, healthy fir and say, No, not that one. It's too green. We need one with more character. The story of the beige tree became a symbol for them, a reminder that things don't have to be perfect to be wonderful. It taught them about embracing imperfections, about finding beauty in the unexpected, and about how the best memories often come from situations that don't go exactly as planned. This little piece of family history, passed down through generations, is more than just a funny anecdote. It's a beautiful lesson. How often do we get caught up in the pursuit of perfection, especially around the holidays? We want the perfect decorations, the perfect meal, the perfect gifts. We build up these huge expectations. And when one little thing goes wrong, the turkey is a bit dry, a gift doesn't arrive on time, or the Christmas tree is, well, beige, it can feel like a disaster. But the story of the beige Christmas tree shows us another way. It shows us that joy isn't found in perfection. It's found in acceptance, in laughter, and in the people we share our lives with. The Schmidts could have let that dry tree ruin their Christmas spirit. They could have been embarrassed or frustrated. Instead, they decorated it anyway. They chose to see its unique qualities, and in doing so, they created a memory far more lasting and meaningful than any perfect tree could have provided. That single, underwhelming tree became a legend in their family. It was a story told to children and grandchildren, a touchstone of their shared history. It was a reminder that the true spirit of Christmas is about having a flawless evergreen in your living room. It's about the love that fills the space around it. It's about adapting, laughing at life's little curveballs, and creating joy together, even when things aren't quite what you expected. So this holiday season, if things don't go exactly to plan, maybe think of the beige Christmas tree of 1794. Remember that a slightly burnt cookie, a crooked ornament, or a less-than-green tree doesn't have to diminish your joy. In fact, it might just be the beginning of your own favorite family story, one you'll be telling with a smile for years to come. Because sometimes the most beautiful things in life are the ones that are perfectly imperfect. Thanks for watching and sharing this little piece of history with me. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like and subscribe for more tales from the past. See you next time.